that it's what, 5:22 a.m. Eastern on 5/16/25. They say it's clear. Feels 82. Humidity 82. Indoor humidity very humid, dew point 70. So this would be a perfect temperature for weird things to whatever that F the word is that I keep finding. Time and date, Tampa. Moon sets at what time? Not yet. 9:26. Anyway, if you don't know, now you know. I've been having weird things going on with me for the 3 solar bodies aligned now on May 23rd. But they've been doing that. I've been watching them, retards. I have retarded things coming out of my ass. That's not off limits. Ears, eyes, you freaking name it. It is retarded. I'm really tired of it. I don't really like it. So we're going to go look at Venus for all of 3 seconds. That's Saturn. You'll see that too, but Neptune's in the middle. It's so annoying. I guess I'm definitely not the only person out here dealing with this shit. And shit it is. So Saturn and Neptune are like hella close. Okay, it's one thing, like, it's not even one thing at all. It's invasive. It ain't right. And I'm looked at as I'm crazy when I'm not, because I can see things that most people can't. Literally on my morning walk this morning, or yesterday morning, on my way home, because I'm up all night most of the time. Because why? Because certain things are active at night. Wonder what that could be other than taking over somebody's body. And the amount of medications I have taken, let me just say, this should not be the case. It doesn't even make sense in that regard. I've taken the ivermectin back in October, then I've taken albendazole that was given to me at a hospital ER. However, 400 milligrams, and that did work, but what's interesting about that whole deal is that the discharge papers said that they diagnosed me with pinworm and didn't give me any medication. When they diagnosed me with tapeworm, and I had been up for a couple days then and was literally out of my mind, and I was just so happy for someone to believe me that, like, the whole point of going to the hospital was to get blood work, etc. Well, I never got that. My friend fortunately said, "What are you basing her diagnosis off of?" She said her symptoms. Well, like I said, they treated me there in the they brought me the medication, and I kept asking, "How do you spell this?" And she said, "Do you want to just keep the bottle?" Well, yeah. So fortunately I did, because I didn't know they were going to give me basically false or fraudulent damn discharge papers. Wonder if that counts and not paying the bill. I don't know. When they brought me the discharge papers, they basically told me, like, oops, we didn't have a tapeworm button today or some shit. I don't know. Anyway, albendazole 400 milligrams, which did do a lot, but I definitely needed more. I followed that up. That was December 30th. Saw my old GP on the 16th. It took till the 20th for the pharmacy to get the medicine in, which a lot of this I've been having to do my very damn self. So I had found praziquantel online, and it said it paralyzed the worm, so it would definitely let it go. Took that. That was like a week-long thing. Not much. From there, let's see. Okay, went back to the same walk-in clinic from before, thinking with the albendazole bottle she would help me, but no. They said stool test needed, right? I did the stool test. It came back like things were fine. Well, come to find out, just last night on the CDC website, it will tell you under diagnosis, for God's sake. The only way you can get a diagnosis, or that your doctor can find this, is by you giving a stool sample, and it says in parentheses poop, and your doctor examining it under a microscope. This is the only way it's almost verbatim, that you can get it. For fuck's sake, it's so stupid to look for eggs. So to me, if they're saying, give a sample to your doctor and have them examine it for the eggs, that to me does not say anything about sending it off to a frickin' lab, does it? Not really. No. I'm gonna go with no. So like this, you know how universal law, all that jazz, they like have to tell you, I believe anyway, what's actually going on, but so many of us are blinded by the light, wrapped up like a douche, you know, the roller and the kite, whatever. I know that's not what they say, but the CDC website straight up says the only way to, on like multiple different types of worms, which by the way, worm is a very broad term. It covers a whole lot. On my morning walk home, when I was walking up to my damn driveway for that matter, I see a beetle. I notice he's going in circles, so I film him. He looks kind of weird, but he's doing okay. I filmed him in the crevice as he's walking past, inside the crevice of the 2 panels of concrete laid on top of the stupid ass soil on my whatever. I notice this little thing and I'm like, oh crap, that's like a worm on him, right? No, it's not on him. It's on the concrete. So like, I try to not focus on this shit, but it's never ending story of Lucy's House of Horrors, and horror is not even my freaking genre. If you don't know, now you know. So okay, so we left off at the albendazole and going to the walk-in clinic, begging her to give me the medication, which she would not. So I did the poop test. That came back, oh, everything's positive, even though when I turned it in, 2 nurses and myself was like, whoa. Anyway, from there, I'm waiting. Oh my God, that week was hell, absolute hell, waiting for that test to come back. They got it back on a Friday night. Like, they're open till whatever time, 8 o'clock. I saw that the testing came back at like 4:30. I called them. I'm like, can you help me? Are you going to call it in? Hello? Because I was like getting straight out of it. They talk about your brain on parasites. That's some real shit. With that said, I finally I talked to them Friday. They said the doctor will look it over, and because there's 7-day clinic open, whatever, walk-in clinic. Saturday morning, I called to say, yo, because I'm really needing some type of medication at this point. They call in some keto, whatever it's called, antifungal cream, but not the damn pill. I call back. I'm like, okay, the cream is appreciated, but like the reason I need the cream is because whatever is in my body. They didn't have much answers. Finally, I get into their little portal and I get to see my results for this stupid test. And the fact that it says nothing is wrong is like, try again, okay? Like double wedgie Wonka. So from there, that's March. By April 22nd, I had an appointment set up from March with another doctor, because I'm trying to find a doctor that will listen to me. She seems to a little bit. And I also did some more research on what is the best medicine to get rid of tapeworm. Well, it seems like there's more than just tapeworm going on over here, by the way. But that is definitely one of these species of things. I came across the drug called, see, every time it changes. Praziquantel was supposed to be the one. Did that one. The ivermectin. I have a friend or associate that gets really pissed when I say that word wrong, which is stupid. I need to super glue my phone back together because the back is literally loosening off. And that's why I have a floater in the phone lens, is because they live in there too. There's no place they don't live. Literally nothing is off limits. Nothing. Whatever this is, okay, task at hand. So I looked up something called, there's only like 4 anti-helminics, which is anti-parasitic, and if I keep talking, I will miss Venus all the way, and Saturn rather. Shit is so stupid. Okay, yeah, so the amount of drugs I've taken, a 3-week thing of ivermectin, then 400 milligrams of albendazole, then a weekly dosage of praziquantel, then metronidazole, another dazzle, which is oddly not an anti-parasitic, but it is a antibiotic and an anti-protozoa, which is basically a mixture between fungus and parasite. That was a 10-day thing. I finished it maybe 3 or 4 days ago. And I mean, shit got crazy while I was taking it. A lot of like things expelling from my body, but like still here I am. And now I'm noticing, like, when the photos come popping up, like memories, I'm seeing things that I would have never noticed before. But now that I've been solidly for a solid year dealing with this shit, because if you look at any of my pictures from Rainbow Springs from July 4th of last year, my eyes there's cuts all by my eyes, because like, dude, so this has progressively gotten worse and basically been nonstop, but cyclical, if you will, for a solid year. But with the history and the memories that pop up, I've been noticing now, like I said, you would never, no one would be the wiser to think anything of these pictures. And yes, I don't even care if I sound crazy anymore, because I literally have documentation of this stuff from when it was like smaller to now, because it's supposed to be microscopic. And let me just add, my mother died at a very young age, and yes, she was somewhat ill. She was ill living here. She moved here in 2009. I found her the day after Christmas, 12/26 of 2016. Unresponsive. She was trying to talk to me. She couldn't. She was on pain medicine, but she would never take it. The ambulance people, I begged them, don't Narcan her, but they did. Throws her into shock more. Thanks, fuckers. And the one ambulance guy's like, the daughter tried to tell us. Yeah, the damn daughter did. Okay, so I found my mom on the day after Christmas. She made it till January 14th, Friday the 13th that year. And my dear friend Tony is superstitious, so he always thought she waited till Saturday for him. Nonetheless, New Year's Eve that year, 16 to 17, I'm dealing with palliative care they want to know when the hell can they unplug my mother, because, they're not making any money off of her just being there. So, I was about to get my brand new set of teeth. They put that in the damn medical records. Daughter had more important things. It's not like I was getting a cavity filled. It was like I was getting a whole new grill, bitch face palliative care doctor. Oh man, that's a whole other story. So nonetheless, the reason why I even bring all that up is that these memory photos pop up. And I notice now, like I said, I didn't even notice then, but I can tell you, my mother used to tell me, Lucy, something's biting me underneath my skin. And guess what? I wrote it off as crazy. Well, full circle moment, and then some. We be doing 360 circles over here like a damn ice skater. So when you see these pictures, you can see these little white things kind of coming out of her face that I have also had coming out of my face, and now my eyes, eyelashes, anywhere a hair follicle is possibly possible. And then, like I said, there's a few different things, because one of these things looks like one is not the other, a hair-like structure, if you will, but it can move, dance, do a jig, wrap itself around you, and even more so crazy, it can literally just embed in you. Not just people, my linoleum floor, my metal steel sink, or whatever, the countertops, you name it, nothing is safe. And it just looks like the thinnest cat scratch in the frickin' world. So what I'm getting at is I inherited, when my mother passed away, this trailer. Okay, trailer. I don't know if you remember the game Shed when you were no, it wasn't called Shed, damn it. It was called MASH. MASH, mansion, apartment, shack, or house. And then you pick like 3 guys you wanted to maybe marry. Like we know who that is in 5th grade. 3 cars, whatever. And I recall rather that more often than not, I would get the shack. Well, here I am in said trailer, which I'm grateful for the trailer. What I'm not grateful for is and I do not own the land it sits on. It's a 55 plus community that I fought like a mofo to stay at. Okay, I fought so hard to stay here in 2017. Damn near sold the place. Matter of fact, if it all would have went through, I would have left. Fought like hell to stay here, only to realize this place has been making me sick. I've been noticing this now. I realize the whole damn time. Anyway, there's not an orifice it does not affect, from ears to eyes to my mouth. So the last lady, Dr. 422 that I saw, she gave me the metronidazole, this nystatin, Nystatin, mouthwash that you're supposed to swish in your mouth as long as you can and then swallow it because it kills them. I don't know, dude. And then she, of course, gave me a stool sample test, but I just read things from the CDC last night on every single, at least 4 different types of worms, if you will. And it says that's the only way you'll be able to get diagnosis is if your doctor looks at it under a microscope. So sending it off to a lab is not going to help anyone. All right, let's go try to see Venus. And that's just a brief rant of where I'm at. Last night at 1:27, I somehow clicked on an article because I don't go down many rabbit holes because I don't want to flip myself out too much here, but maybe I need to be more on alarm for flip's sake. And it's like 7 human parasites you definitely don't want to get. Well, the first one kind of fit the bill, but the second one, when I saw the image, I'm like, dude, I got 2 of those in my bathroom literally right now. Like, I've been using the cups that they give me to pee in or poop in, and using those as like safe containers to put these dumb things in, because it's going to be a little hard to tell me that I'm not experiencing this one. Boom, here you go. Anyway, these 2 things in my bathroom that I found on the floor in the bathroom, and then I put in water because only a parasite can swim. Well, that's not true. Bug wise, if you put something into the fucking water, it's gonna go to the bottom and die, but a parasite can swim and fucking all that jazz. So that's how you know they're still in there now. Filaril, Fillaril, or maybe it doesn't have the R, but either way, that's one of the things. So last night at 1:27 a.m., I saw that, and I said, Nathan, please just take me to the hospital now. You can be back asleep by 2:27, sound asleep. He was sleeping, so no. Like, it takes me to be in a certain type of mentality to even go walking into that emergency room, because I already know what I'm going to have to deal with, which is opposition, roadblocks, and other stupid shit. But with all that said, okay, so then I got to thinking, if ivermectin was originally for horses or whatever, this albendazole, because that seemed to actually work, I Googled, is there another form of albendazole? Of course there is. It's in like every cat, dog, every animal known to man, dewormer. Well, fast forward from that, not even 12 hours, my friend sends me a video of a guy saying, they say to water your lawns. Is water just for grass? No, kind of like the fenbendazole, the animal version of the albendazole, the human version, is basically the same thing. So when I found out after that lengthy week of waiting back in March that all they were going to give me was some damn cream, that whole thing that I just said, I looked it up, and not even 12 hours later, I got the video. I'm at the damn animal store, okay? So I've done that twice, a tube of fenbendazole, a tube of ivermectin, and a secondary tube of fenbendazole while taking this metronidazole. So you would think, like, I'd be better, but at the same time, if it's all around me, all that jazz, and all of these things like tapeworm, this hookworm, etc., it says that you're not gonna feel for a long time any symptoms, if at all. But then if you do, it's pretty fatal, or it can be surgical things. And I've been noticing weird pains, like in my neck, shoulder blade, things that shouldn't feel there. Whatever. See, my words are weird even. I wanted to go to the hospital prior to yesterday. I said something on Monday, but like I said, it takes a certain type of energy when you're up all night, whatever. I want to get an MRI done to make sure there's not something wrapped around my mofo neck, since the further I go back in pictures, I can find things on my face from 2017, or my ear bent over so I can see what's back there. Weird shit. And now it's accumulated all of this. And this is probably not the best imagery for this, but we're going to go out and see what the fuck we can see. But I'm really over all of this. Like, who deserves to live like this? Anybody? I don't think anybody does. I don't know if this will go online or not. It might. It just might not.